Waiting Patiently with Grace by Stacey Barkley. Better is the end of a thing than its beginning, and the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 8. On a recent visit to New Hampshire, my husband and I patiently waited for our boarding call. Our flight had been delayed again. As I observed those around me, I reflected on how much of life is spent waiting. Waiting for a phone call, an appointment, or test results. The anticipation of waiting can stretch our patience until we are filled with anxiety. Over time, however, through faith and prayer, we can develop the ability to be peacefully patient. Sometimes we get tired of waiting and try to take things into our own hands. Sitting in the airport, I asked myself, what if I don't want to wait anymore? I chuckled at the thought of walking past customer service down the jet bridge and boarding a plane that wasn't ready for me. What if that plane wasn't going where I expected? It would take longer to get to my destination. What if I walked onto the bridge and there was no plane at all? The consequences could be disastrous. I realized there is great value in being patient in spirit. Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 8b. Have you ever tried to help God by manipulating circumstances because you were tired of being patient? It usually does not turn out well. The Bible gives us many examples of this. One well-known story is of Abraham and Sarah. God promised Abraham that he would have countless descendants. Sarah, however, weary of waiting, decided to take matters into her own hands. She gave her maid Hagar to Abraham, thinking this was the only way to fulfill God's promise. Hagar bore a son, Ishmael, and what followed was jealousy, heartache, and strife. Genesis chapter 16. Yet, in God's perfect timing, Sarah bore Isaac at the age of 90, proving that his plans unfold exactly as they should. Waiting is hard, but hindsight reminds us that patience is always better than trying to play God. Instead of rushing ahead, we can trust that He sees the bigger picture. When we surrender our timelines to Him, we find peace in patiently waiting. Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5 to 6. Have you ever rushed ahead instead of waiting? What happened? What is something you need to be more patient about right now? How can you worry less about it and trust God more while patiently waiting?